Hey friends, I'm Jonathan Smith, and this is Jump In with Jonathan, the podcast that makes you think, smile, and take action. Are you ready to jump in this show with me? Let's go. Hey friends, it's Jonathan. Welcome back to Jump In with Jonathan. Today's episode is one that I've been thinking about for quite a while. It's one that hits hard, it hits home, and it's very real in today's world because we live in a time where it's dangerous to be honest. People are walking on eggshells, afraid that one wrong word, one unpopular opinion, one misunderstood post could destroy everything they've built. What I'm talking about today is called cancel culture. And today we're going to talk about it not because just what it is, but why it exists, how it can affect you, and how to live with courage and conviction in a world that wants to punish the truth. Have you ever been in a place where you've been afraid to speak up? Have you bitten your tongue because you didn't want to be that person? This one's for you. So let me start off today with what exactly is cancel culture. We hear a lot about it. We hear it on the news. We see it on social media. We hear about it everywhere we turn. But cancel culture happens when a person, brand, or group is publicly shamed, boycotted, or silenced because of something they said even if it was years ago. It is a digital version of exile. A crowd decides you're wrong and you're done. Now, don't get me wrong, I believe accountability matters. If someone genuinely hurts others or crosses moral lines, there should be room for correction, but there should also be room for growth. But cancel culture does not allow room for any of this. Cancel culture hears you're wrong. I don't care what you've said. I don't care what you're done. You're finished. Let's not talk about what happened. Let's not see how we can change this. Let's not see how you can grow from this. Let's not see how you can learn from this. But we're done with you. We're going to write you off. Social media amplifies that. One clip gets taken out of context, one a statement gets twisted, and suddenly a mob forms and thousands of comments flood in, careers end, reputations shatter all before anyone stops to ask, wait, what was the full story? What did that person really say in their, whether it be a sermon, whether it be a speech, anything can be twisted today. What was the context of that conversation? We used to just debate people that we disagreed with. Now we delete them. That's the real tragedy. We have replaced conversation with cancellation. I will say this today, and I am a very religious person. I pastor a church, so I can say this. Christianity, unfortunately, today has been one of the biggest proponents of cancel culture of anything that I've ever seen. Oh, we disagree with you on this? We'll cancel you. We'll disagree with you on this topic or that topic. Instead of discussing it, instead of learning more about it, instead of learning from it, what we will do is we will go out and we'll call for a boycott of your brand, whether it be Cracker Barrel, whether it be Bud Light, whether it be Target, whether it be any of these places. We will just boycott you and we'll shame you and we will do everything we can to get rid of you. If I disagree with you on something, yes, that is my personal opinion. Does that mean that I need to boycott you? Does that mean I need to write you off? Absolutely not, because you're not just hurting that company, you're hurting actual people who work inside of that company. So when we hear about cancel culture, we do not need to applaud it, but it's time that we disband this thing called cancel culture. So now I want us to look at the psychology behind the fear. Why do we fear speaking up? It's not because people suddenly have become timid. It's because we have seen what happens when people speak the truth. We know people that's lost their jobs. We know people that's lost friends. We know people that's lost followers. We know people that's lost peace. And in today's world, that's enough to make most people stay silent. I will tell you this now. If I hear that you are trying to cancel me, if I hear that you are out to try to shut me up, it does not put any fear inside of me. Actually, to be honest, what it does is it makes me dig deeper and it makes me want to do more in the field that I am in. It gives me a harder work ethic to go after what I'm trying to accomplish. Cancel culture feeds on fear. It tells you if you say what you really think will destroy you, and fear spreads faster than the truth ever could. Listen, if you are out here speaking the genuine truth, and you come out and somebody says we'll cancel you, speak the truth anyway. Tell them to jump in a lake. Tell them to jump off of a bridge. Tell them you don't care how they're going to try to cancel you. The truth will prevail. Here's the deeper issue today. Most people aren't dishonest. They are just afraid. They're afraid of rejection. They're afraid of being misunderstood. They're afraid that if they speak the truth, they'll be labeled as hateful, ignorant, intolerant. Listen, if what you are doing goes against truth, if your lifestyle goes against truth, if your so-called morals goes against truth, I'm going to speak against them. I'm going to tell you how I feel about them, and you can try to cancel me, you can try to shut me up, but it won't work. The other week I posted something on Instagram, and a bunch of people came after me, and it was on Threads as well, and somebody said we'll tax him for it. And if you go back and read that word tax and what that word tax means in the Urban Dictionary, they are going to try to cancel me. They're going to try to take me off. And I said, come on, let's go. I said, because I have the truth on my side. I'm not sitting in my mama's basement with my purple hair and my nose rings and my Cheeto fingers or Dorito fingers and my nasty keyboard sitting in my underwear talking on a podcast. I'm actually a red-blooded, hard-working American who cares about this country. So if you want to try to cancel me, if you want to try to cancel the podcast, let's go. And that is where we're at today. When is the last time you have held back your opinion to avoid drama? Don't do it. It happens all the time. We nod along, we stay quiet because we want to avoid trouble. But here's the danger: silence may keep peace, but it may also make a situation worse because it keeps you small and it keeps you from living free. If truth makes you unpopular, you're probably standing on something solid. And it's time that we stand on the truth. The cost of courage. Let's be real. Speaking the truth does come with a cost. Unfortunately, we have seen it over the last several weeks, the last several months. Unfortunately, it cost Charlie Kirk his life. Not because not because he was scared to speak the truth. No, he took the truth to the streets. He told the truth. He helped set people free from the lies and from the bondage of corruption. So today, if you're going to go out and you're going to speak the truth, I want to tell you, be ready to lose relationships. Be ready to be criticized and be ready for people to walk away from you. But I want to ask you this: what's the cost of silence? Every time that you silence yourself, a piece of you starts to fade away. Every time you trade the truth for acceptance, you give up a part of your authenticity. Be real, be you. There was a time that if I said something that not everyone liked, not because I wanted to be controversial, but because it was right, and yes, it brought backlash. Some people misunderstood me, But you know what? It also brought peace to others because they were able to see the truth. And at the end of the day, it brought me peace because I knew I stood on the truth. Courage doesn't mean that you're scared, it means you speak anyway. It is not the absence of fear, it is the decision that truth is worth more than being comfortable. The people who change the world are not the ones who stay silent, they are the ones that stand up for what they believe in. I read this quote this week and it spoke volumes to me. History does not remember the silent, it remembers those who stood up when everyone else sat down. So, how do I speak the truth without losing myself? Let's be practical. I know people, you know people that speak the truth and they're total jerks. And we don't need to be that person. We don't need to be the jerk that everybody hates hearing us talk because we speak the truth in anger or we speak the truth in pride or we speak the truth without love. No, 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 no. Let's talk about how we can speak the truth and still get our message across. Number one, be respectful. You do not have to shout, you do not have to yell, you do not have to scream in order to be strong. Speak the truth with composure. Do not attack someone personally, but address their issues. The goal isn't to win an argument, it is our goal is to plant a seed of thoughts. Secondly, not only be respectful, but stand on facts. Emotions fade. Outrage changes daily, but the truth will stand forever. If you are grounded in truth, whether it be moral, historical, biblical, or personal, you'll stay steady and strong when everyone else is shaking. Know your reasoning for speaking out. Before you speak, know your motive. Are you trying to help? Or are you just trying to prove a point? I know those people that like to jump in arguments to prove a point. You'll never get nowhere that way. When your why is right, your words will carry weight. Today, we need to learn to accept that courage and popularity rarely travel together. You cannot live for likes and live for the truth at the same time. If you lose people by standing for what is right, you didn't lose your tribe. You just found out who was real and who was fake. So let me give you this today. I want to give you a call to live authentically. Look at your life right now, and I want you to ask, why have I stayed silent? Where have I stayed silent because of fear? Is it at work? Is it because you're afraid of speaking up because of office politics? Is it online where you post the safe thing instead of the honest thing? Is it in your relationships because when you avoid the hard truth, you don't want conflict? Why? Whatever it is, I want you to remember something powerful. Truth isn't dangerous, suppression is. Get a hold of that. Truth isn't dangerous, but suppression is. When truth disappears, confusion takes over. When courage dies, a culture will collapse. The world doesn't need more silence, it needs more truth spoken in love. You may not change the whole world with your words, but you can change your world by refusing to live in fear. Hey, thank you so very much for listening to the podcast today. If this episode challenged you or gave you something to think about, share it with someone who is struggling to find their voice. Also, if you are a part of my Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Patreon family, thank you so very much for standing with me. Your support makes it possible for me to keep creating bold, honest conversations that matter. If you are not on one of these platforms following me, please feel free to do so. Until next time, stay strong, stay grounded, and never be afraid to stand for the truth, even when it's unpopular. Until next time, keep standing for what is right. Thank you for listening to today's episode on Jump In with Jonathan, and keep in mind that life is better when you jump in. Have a blessed day.